afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, featuring today a 1 versus 1 on Langres. In the field of Langres, the fighting shall be taking place between Stephenn of the 3rd Infantry Division. Going up against him shall be Nevix of the 17th SS Panzer Division. Good fun balancing. We shall be watching a standard start from both players, which means 2 engineers, 2 pioneers, and a barracks or Wehrmacht quarters either way. See infantry buildings. We shall be watching both players, in fact, going right for the munitions, right next to the bases, in fact. So already there's some similarities. First kind of squad on the way for Nevix. Likely going to be a rifleman squad out for Stephenn. Stephenn of Australia. Strategic point being secured there, though usually you do see the other pioneer squad being sent over towards here to secure territory here, and then the 1st infantry squad out of the Wehrmacht quarters then takes this point. But of course, players can mix it up as they want or like. Stephenn's engineers continuing up the right hand side path, left engineers continuing over there towards the victory point, so a bit of a victory point rush from Stephenn. And there we go, riflemen out for Stephenn as well, and the 3rd Infantry. We do see the Volksgunners maneuvering about, although they seem a bit unsure what they want to achieve. And are quickly moving on to something else. Fuel point being secured there, rifle moving in, going to connect that territory, thus ensuring that Stephenn gets the fuel right there. Connecting your territories, of course, is important. And of course, disconnecting your opponent's territories is also quite important, if possible. Munitions being secured there. Interesting enough, Nevix ignores the victory point route, allowing Stephenn actually to gain a slight head start on the victory point war. But while there to ensure they can't rush straight at the strategic point there, ensuring there's a bit of, well, shall we say, double guarding are just getting cut off from the resources over here. Engineers advancing, riflemen advancing. We shall be seeing a sniper out next for Nevix. That's a pretty irregular start, very rare. Not necessarily very recommended for any novices, partly because again there's going to be a large period of time while the sniper is being trained, where you will then only have 1 squad of Volksgunners out in the field. So this is some very ballsy play going on for Nevix. Clearly intending to perhaps throw though a wrench into Stephenn's works and try to catch him off guard that way, although of course him being a strong player of course will not be so, hopefully not so off-thrown, but can still happen. Engineers have cut their riflemen continuing up there, securing the points, they're opening up another line in the front, and we're now seeing a Schwimmwagen coming out for Nevix. Rifleman squad holding up there. Those 6 men do not actually represent a full squad. The full squad riflemen were actually 12, with 1 actually being sort of a larger squad, and then they've were sort of sorted into smaller teams either for reconnaissance purposes or LMG purposes, or basically just the squad leader operating as his own segment of the squad. So a bit of fun fact there, whereas a Wehrmacht squad was tended to be actually just 2 more cohesive units of about 10 to 12 men depending on what period of the war, with 1 sort of having the LMG and then sort of the other one not having, unless there were panzer grenadiers, in which both sections would have had an LMG. So a bit there difference in squad tactics, but Stephenn gaining a serious amount of the map, also partly helped gun due to the sniper second, also meaning there won't be as much infantry to take points for Nevix. And of course the Schwimmwagen's not going to help, although of course it will provide targets for the sniper, of course also protect against any flanking attempts. And there we go, just charging in with the Schwimmwagen. Nevix clearly going for the throat of Stephenn, or at least attempting to. At the same time, continued efforts up here, and I mean really, we are going to be seeing a very wide frontage being turned against Nevix. We see an MG42 now to try and stem up the tide of Americans from the 3rd Infantry. Munitions secure there. Finally, he did get around to securing the victory point up there, but he's already lost a bit. We're seeing a mine going down there. Nice move by Nevix, connecting territory there. Rifle and flame for engineers pushing up, quickly rushing off the pioneers. And there we go. The assault is going to end from the hit the flank. We are seeing the sniper though already clearly onto something, opening up but missing the rifleman. And we do see an MG42 setting up, but he's just going. No, he's going to try and hunt down the sniper. And Nevix is luring him in. Nevix is luring in. He baited Stephenn, and there we go. Stephenn took the bait, hook, line, and sinker, and already lost 1 squad rifleman, but the sniper misses again. Come on, Heinz, learn to shoot, and there we go. Finally gets a kill. Pioneers rushing up to even hit, and the MG42 shifting again as Stephenn pushes up the assault from another angle. More rifle moving in. Might want to continue up here, and they've got already one squad rifle suppressed. The other two need to keep pushing, and we are seeing one of every unit currently for Nevix trying to stem the tide as 4 squads of riflemen are making the assault. Will Nevix be able to pull it off? No, already there. Stephen's squad starts retreating. He's a full retreat from Stephenn. He might have been able to pull it off, but he actually lost heart and courage and retreated, thus meaning that Nevix's gamble paid off. An all-around defense which rather managed to pull off despite, you know, a bit of a lack of infantry. So quite impressive. Second squad of infantry now on the way for Nevix. Tristan going up to sort of patch up the GIs, keeping them a bit more happy and smiling as much as you can during these situations, of course, but at least not bleeding profusely on the battlefield. Riflemen moving up there on the right flank, going to see if they can't do some more harassment, I suppose, or perhaps set up for flank by actually waiting over here where Nevix won't have line of sight, and then of course possibly forget and then move in from some unexpected angle. I mean, that's also a really great flanking maneuver, trying to sneak in as fast as possible, then waiting to pull off a larger assault, and then you sneak in the troop, or send in the troop, and you had actually snuck in behind enemy lines to conduct one hell of a flank. What some players, and we're talking the really good ones, actually do. And it is very much looking like that is what Stephenn is going to try, so that's definitely going to be a treat to watch. Engineers on the move with minesweepers in case Nevix has actually laid down mines. Flamethrowers here unleashing on the false grenadiers, threatening to turn the Krauts into sauerkraut. Stürmbannführer sniper moving in to try and contain the madness. Rifle moving up there, securing in fact. Stephenn still holding a large part of the map and a large part of the front. Hang on, didn't he have 4 squads of riflemen? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yes, never mind. Just me being silly, I'm afraid. Yes, sir. And of course, Nevix is now patrolling about. He needs to be sure he knows when Stephenn is. He's still not seen the one snug up. It looks like Stephenn is pulling in. We're also seeing a squad moving up there, but hang on, we're seeing BARs pop up from Stephenn. Browning automatics, LMG, and battle rifle. Stürmbannführer charges in. Sniper opening up this rifleman squad. Could be in a bit of trouble, though. They could try and get the Stürmbannführer. Another rifleman squad pulling in from the rear, and there we go. The sniper's retreating. And a full-scale squad retreat, and we're seeing a full retreat from Nevix, except the Stürmbannführer. The Stürmbannführer heroically holds the line with 1 kill, and then beats a retreat. Following up as the rear guard, as everything collapses, and we're seeing another MG out for Nevix. Very heavy tier 1 Stürmbannführer, 2 full-scales, 2 MGs, and a sniper. And of course, this could definitely be part of a strategy then to go towards the Sturm Army and get up an armored car, and that way punish Stephenn. Mine goes off, killing 3 riflemen, leaving 3 very wounded riflemen left. But Stephenn is quick to take points. He's quick to mine. That is good. That is very good, Stephenn. Nice to see that. Rifle squad, though, pushed away due to heavy machine gun fire. Another MG moving up down the flank. Points that are falling to the United States Army, which also proceeds to mine the living snot out of several points. Reconnecting. Good, Stephenn. Good. Nevix, though, pushing up with quite a force as well. Has to be careful, of course, he does not run into any mines and lose men in a gratuitous and violent manner. And a bit senseless. No taking up, though, from Nevix as of yet. He's actually a bit lacking in resources. But though we do see... Oh, we actually got the Sturm Army up. Never mind. And, oh, Volkswagen squad almost annihilated, down to 2 men with only the faith in the fatherland keeping them alive. And a mine there from Stephenn as well. So really nice aggressive pressure from him. Again, you know, pulling off assault, sneaking, and the Stürmbannführer went down, hit a mine. Stephenn is, oh, I mean, Nevix is actually losing quite a bit all of a sudden. And I mean, that's always a good thing, you know, if you know you can't hold the territory, but your opponent still hasn't reached it, you know, just mine it. Make him pay for just even walking into unsecured territory. But munitions being secured there. Very bold there from Nevix. I mean, 1 rifleman squad could certainly swoop in and clear them out. Mines going down there from Nevix. Good. And there we go, he actually shifts out the ones that were more wounded with healthy ones with an MG42 covering it all. Pioneers are in the left flank coming under heavy fire to rifle in advance. Good move there by Stephenn. Supply going up, though we shall be seeing an armoured car very soon. The schwerer Panzerspähwagen up from Nevix was actually part through the entire war was a large armoured car, which actually served much better than the lighter one, partly again due to the more wheels giving it better off-road capabilities. Plus it also had a bit more options for upgrading, including what we know as the Puma, that is the 50mm gun, but there were even one that basically turned into a sort of assault gun, either with a short-barreled 75mm cannon or basically the Pak 40. So a bit of fun there. But again, Stephenn pulling up an assault again, getting up very far on flanks. Very nice. Stephenn clearly setting off for something big. That is good to see. Though I'm pretty sure Stephenn might not have expected this, although again, when you go BARs against the Wehrmacht, that is probably something you should always be cautious of. But let's go look at Stephenn. No doctrine as of yet. 2 command points, though quite a bit of resources. And we are seeing grenades as well. Stephenn really timing off an assault there. We do see that Nevix spots one part of it. Rifleman squad hit, held up, could try to get off a grenade, but the other parts of it continue. Mine goes off, pinning one squad. Last prong of the assault. I mean, Nevix is handling this all right. The mines are buying him time. Engineer squad went down for Stephenn. Rifleman squad went down for Stephenn. Mine, oh no. And the BAR left behind for Nevix to take that part of the assault. Really should have retreated fast. That was doomed. Mine spotted, blown up. And we're seeing stormtroopers out now for Nevix. Die Stoßtruppen. Veterans of the 17th SS. Actually probably sent in from another division to form the veteran cadre for when the division was formed. Airborne now actually popping in for Stephenn. So the airborne doctrine of the 101st pops in to provide some support. Mind you, they did not drop in actually during the fighting. There was usually just that one large drop there before Normandy, and otherwise, I mean, they basically function like ground infantry, and there's certainly some sort of illusion that, you know, airborne constantly dropped in. They rarely did. In fact, the last time when they dropped in close to combat was Crete, and they... well, there was a reason why they stopped that. They lost too many men. So that is something to consider. Mines being swept there by Nevix. Gutes Arbeit, Männer. And we are now seeing Stephenn going straight for the tank depot, which could actually be a bit of a problem for Nevix, since if he gets a tank destroyer, Nevix is not going to be prepared at the moment. He has absolutely nothing in the blowing up Kraut armor department. I mean, blowing up Yankee Panzers. Anyways, we are seeing a medic bunker up for Nevix. And we call his rifles ready for Stephenn. And again, the far flank. Rifle moving up there. Stormtroopers sneaking forwards. Pioneers are getting shot at. And looks like Stephen's going to push up the center. And the airborne are waiting there. Possibly in a reserve position. Rifle getting sniped. Stormtroopers open up. Volkskrieger moving up there. Rifle continue their advance up the right far flank. And the armoured car advances. Volkskrieger taking up position in the barn. And there we go. Pioneers getting ambushed by the riflemen. Airborne advancing. The BAR there still has not been picked up. We could see the Pioneer squad go down. There we go. Nevix has lost the Pioneer squad. Airborne getting suppressed. MG firing away. Airborne charging up. He couldn't try and lobbing a grenade into the barn or a satchel charge if he feels Nevix might not be paying attention. There we go. Recallers rifles firing away on the armoured car. Hellcat almost done. Rifle here getting pinned down like insects. Rifle they're stopping up there on the far left flank as the MG opens up. Medics pulling in the German wounded, and clearly Stephenn is trying to avoid that by disregarding the Geneva Convention and killing the medics. But there we go. Hellcat is ready. And if Stephenn was to charge in right now, he could actually do a considerable amount of harm to Nevix. Storms advancing. Hellcat rolls forwards like a cat out of hell, firing away madly with its 76mm gun. MG42 opens up, doesn't really do much either, and the armoured car is in a bit of trouble. There we go. The Hellcat rolls forwards, crashing through the fences, and it has its target. The hunter is on its prey. Volkskrieger is going to try and get off a Panzerfaust. There we go. But the armoured car has absolutely no chance. Not a snowball's chance in hell. And there we go. The armoured car is lost. A considerable loss right there for Nevix. Recon runs now ready for Stephenn. The Wehrmacht, though, is quick to regroup, but that armored car was definitely a bit of a loss. But he still has his stormtroopers, and he now does have veterans. We're seeing a Sturmgeschützsphere rolling out for Nevix. No veterans as of yet, though. Airborne sneaking about, Riflemen doing the same. Sneaky, sneaky. And a bit of work going on there. Sturmhaubitze called in from Corps Reserves. And a Pioneer could blast for MG42 covering the right flank. Stephenn, Nevix not taking any chances of Stephenn sneaking up there, and he knows Stephenn loves to do this. Of course, he's safeguarding himself. Stu 4 actually getting blasted with the recoilless rifles. Hellcat could also move in. Stephenn now knows where the Stug is and where it's positioned. Rifleman continues to advance. MG42 continues to suppress. And there we go. The Stug 4 actually exposes its rear. Hellcat arrives. We do see this Panzer on the Stormtroopers, but the Stug is already out of control. Crashes into the fence, into the trough, and right next to the barn. Now it's the Stu 42 which is getting blasted and hammered with recoilless rifle fire and the Hellcat. And it goes down. Veterancy 2 for the Hellcat. This is really turning sour for... See, mine goes off, destroying the engine. Stormtroopers are quick to run up, and we could probably see them try and get it with a Panzerschreck. Grenadier squad reformed, and there we go. The Stormtroopers avenged the lost assault guns and armored car by blowing up the Hellcat, leaving a smouldering ruin and the smell of burned Yankee.
We're ready to move in.
Quite the fight there, quite the rush and the raid right there by Stephenn, really plucking out some vital assets from Nevix and the Panzer Grenadiers. Mine goes off right there, killing a false Grenadier and wounding the rest, even suppressing them. Grenadiers advancing swiftly for the fatherland. Come, Heinz, we must secure the fuel for our panzers. We do see Stephenn rolling out again and again. Fulcer's quickly rolling back, though. Nevix not really risking to lose them. And the Grenadiers right there were quite overwhelmed by Stephenn's quite solid push. And we are seeing... No, he didn't get grenade? Oh, well, he must have cancelled it, but now he's getting grenades again. Interesting. Quite a bit of munitions being assembled and also strafing run prepared. Sniper getting off a good shot on the airborne. Again, going for the munitions. Stephenn is, not just attacking, he's taking points, he's keeping up the pressure on several angles.
Grenades have arrived.
Really nice, and there we go, the grenade is up. We're seeing the recon run. There we go, sniper spotted, sniper retreats. And he actually gets a observation post down the munitions, further increasing the amount he has available airborne force. And we're seeing a grenade on the Volkswagen Grenadiers, and several men went down in a bundled bit of explosives there with the Mark II fragmentation grenade. Grenadiers and Stormtroopers though are fighting, including the Volkswagens with the BAR. MG42 covering from here, now it's positioned by Nevix. And looks like, oh, Stephenn's laying down another observation post. He's really going heavy with them right now. And he's getting 77 munitions per minute. Good lord, that means he can pretty much, in about a little over 2 minutes, have a strafing run. That's quite something, that's quite devastating. And really, in that way, Stephenn is preparing for a long fight. He's preparing for a long fight for his doctrine. He's gearing up with a ton of munitions. He could consider a medic station to help a bit with infantry, and I would recommend that. But otherwise, he's going to be having quite the ability to call in just constant support abilities. Going to be dangerous. Just the way we like it, Heinz. Nevix, though, a bit more cautious now, advancing slowly but surely, and we're seeing another armoured car for him. And what shall Stephenn go for? Perhaps a Sherman? The mighty M4. Moving up on the right side. Rifleman here getting a bit blasted by the armoured car. The assault continues with full fervour. Stephenn is not to be daunted by the crowd. And it's time to have a look at Nevix, in fact, once the troops of the fatherland. Panzerschreck on the Grenadiers. And it looks like assault rifles have been equipped for the Stormtroopers. The Storm. And oh dear, all forces right there suppressed by the MG42. Another rifle squad moves up though. Pioneers dodging recall his rifle. The rifle going to get in a grenade on the MG42. There we go. Granate. Los Männer. One man down. Another MG42 though by the Bahn Grenadiers holding up behind the wreckage of the Stug 4. And the riflemen, and overall the Americans quickly pull back a bit. Something is on the way from the tank depot. Armour car pulls up, Grenadiers supporting. Or is it the other way around? It's another Stu 42 for Nevix to try and deal with the American infantry threat. Sniper moving up as well. And there we go, the riflemen are quick to pull out of there. And we do see a Sherman out for Stephenn now. Which was the American tank of choice. Although it did certainly have a few varieties, even one that was sort of more an attempt at making a bit of heavy armor. That was the M4 Jumbo, which had much heavier armor and in some rare cases even had the 76mm gun. MG42 though opening up here on the riflemen. Very low number of men, 2, and a bit low in health, no veterancy for them. Veterancy 2 though for the German infantry. Sherman advantage, 50 caliber roars. Armored car opens up. Airborne and riflemen supporting. Grenadiers need a position to fire away at the Sherman without taking too heavy losses, without taking too punishing casualties. Stormtroopers could also try and move in. Sherman and Airborne continue to fire away, and Stu 42 fires away, hitting the barn instead though. The Sherman continues its relentless advance. Armored car is in trouble. Damage engine. Airborne moving in. Stephenn using them very aggressively. Grenade off on the MG42. 2 men dead. Veterans won for the Airborne. Armored car out of control. And the Sherman continues into the German base. Pioneers retreating. And we've seen Rifleman squad over there. And what could be happening here? So many retreating. Oh no. Strafing run. MG. Pioneers. Full Grenadier. Sniper. All dead. Oh dear, Stephenn, you bastard! Called in a strafing run and just cleared out so many squads. Even no, that was actually a Stormtrooper squad that went down. Stephenn, you utter swine! That was definitely a very clever move, but also certainly what some players might find a bit frustrating. But he pulled it off with flair and actually quite crippled Nevix right there. Removed the sniper and several other units from the equation. Now Stephenn just needs to be able to sort of push in the final blow and perhaps finish off the job. And Nevix needs to quickly recover from this if he wants a chance of survival. It does... Nah, not quite fully though. I mean, some of the troops from Stephenn will need some time to recover. Grenadier squad gets reformed, so that's actually going to be a bit of a fortunate thing there for Nevix. Going to quickly allow him some extra additional infantry to quickly push forwards in the name of the fatherland. And there we go, Stug 4 rolling out.
Attention, the enemy advances.
And the Grenadiers now with the recoilless rifle. Hey, Fritz. Looks like just some reinforcements dropping in. Sherman getting repaired. Stephenn advancing up the west flank. Oh, the Grenadiers are in wait. Dual Panzerschreck though. Nevix might go a bit too heavy there, I think. And getting an LMG for the other Grenadiers. That's interesting. That's interesting. Might work, and sometimes, I mean, the LMG just doesn't quite actually do much, which is a bit of a shame. Volksgun is coming under fire from the riflemen. Advancing up. Airborne squad moving in. There we go, the MD opening up. Looks like it immediately got a kill on the rifleman. Firing away, and there we go, the airborne advancing, going to get in within grenade range. Stu 42 can right counter stop a rifleman squad. Grenade goes off, does nothing. And the airborne are quick to pull away, having extricated their comrades. Now turning their attention to the Stu 42, firing away high explosive shells. And it's actually time for the mid-game analysis. Current situation, Nevix is a bit, cornered, but he's managed to recover somewhat quickly thanks to partly due to the medic bunker. He's got a decent infantry force, but he needs to push back Stephenn. He needs to do some damage. And he needs to at least kill one squad, I think. But with the medic bunker, I mean, he does have a chance of going up for the war attrition, which currently Stephenn cannot have fought quite, again, due to the lack of a medic station. And, oh, well, he does actually have full supply upgrade. That is actually a good move. For Stephenn, though, I mean, he needs to keep up the pressure. He needs to continue doing damage to Nevix, and he also needs to consider mining. So again, it becomes very hard and painful for Nevix to actually try and recapture and move forwards. And he might also want to consider ending in another Hellcat, and he needs that bunker gone. If he can get that, he might easily be able to win the fight against Nevix. On the other hand, Nevix could then draw it out, and he might even be able to win if he fails to do so. Rifleman quickly ends up dead by the might of the Sturmgeschützwehr. German infantry advancing up the right side. Airborne hold out within the building, doing what they can as the Germans advance. Bit of shots being fired. We have to see the Sherman rolling up, the airborne. And there we go, German infantry already coming under pressure. Two Volksgunners vanish in a puff of dirt. The pressure is certainly being kept up by the 3rd Infantry. Airborne getting shot at, getting sniped. In fact, the Sherman continues though, killing Volksgrenadiers without remorse. While the Grenadiers do what they can with the cordless rifles to try and keep the Sherman at bay, not quite achieving anything. Stu 42, I mean, that just looked like a lot of units getting murdered there. Fighting dying down again, but then firing up, and we do see a full assault going in, and the Sherman actually outgunned by Stephenn, but it was too far ahead, and we did see that Nevix pulled off a beautiful assault, not from the front, but actually from the sides, meaning that the Sherman would be under much more fire and exposure. We could even see the rifleman squad go down. This would be absolutely devastating for Stephenn. But no, the wreck of the Sherman seems to have, so far we're seeing anti-tank gunfire, which could actually knock out the Stu 42, and it does. No, the airborne secured the kill. And what is this? A bombing run. We could see the Stu 42 Grenadiers going down to the bombing run. And we're seeing them forced away. We could see the Stu 4 going down to Stephenn. Looks like though Nevix is safe. No, airborne continuing. We see the stormtroops also going in against the anti-tank and rifle moving up. Will the airborne be able to get it? Oh, we see a Tiger out for Nevix. Heavy armor support have been sent in from the Panzerlehr and its Funkline Abteilung, which did have some Tigers. One has been detached to try and stabilize things for Nevix, and we see Rifleman squad taking absolutely devastating it from the Tiger. The Stug 4 managed to escape the madness of the airborne. We also saw the anti-tank and cleared up with the stormtroops, but now Stephenn's riflemen are on the move again. We also see not been able to secure the center and the central victory point. Quite a dangerous situation right there for Nevix. He certainly suffered some losses, but so did Stephenn, and that Sherman is definitely going to be felt. And that assault again was quite nice. He knew where the Sherman was going to be, so he's not just going to attack it where it was, he was going to attack where it was going to move away from. Oh well, move through. So nice move right there from Nevix, absolutely devastating. Riflemen though are advancing on the Fultz Grenadiers. Tiger moving back, not quite wanting to face off against all that. Grenadiers advancing. An MG in hand. So far not a lot of infantry kills. Anti-tank gun recruit in the name of the United States. And oh, the anti-tank gun went down to the Tiger. It apparently had not been repaired. Strafing run going in, quickly killing a few Fultzers, pinning down troops, but ultimately not doing a lot of damage containing the munitions. Advancing though under fire from the Tiger, high explosive shells flying out. The Tiger crew doing what it can, medics scrambling about to pick up any wounded. Grenadiers advancing against sniper nearby, sniper though taking a lot of fire. Grenadiers, oh, the MG's not firing, that's a bit of a problem as well, it doesn't always fire. We're seeing a grenade actually from Nevix. Sniper dead, Stug 4 at the front line. Might need veterans to get an MG itself. Tiger getting covered in sticky bombs. Airborne's firing away. Grenadiers firing away, getting a kill with an MG. Medics getting murdered though. Grenadiers taking an awful lot of fire from the assembled riflemen. Both of these two squads being veteranry and tank gun drumming from above. Tiger and Stug holding what they can. Grenadiers, Fultz guns moving up. Stormtroopers functioning on the far west flank, harassing while the fighting is going here at the thickest. Stug 4 getting blasted. Grenadiers launching Panzerschreck after Panzerschreck. And the Stug 4 could go down. We're seeing an assault going in from Nevix to try and stop this assault. A last ditch effort, and looks like it succeeds. Stephenn sees and he moves back. But the Stug 4 was not to be saved. Grenadiers move up. Tiger moves in as well, and there we go, lots of machine gun fire. None of it though hits due to the veteran nature. They are much harder to hit for the MG plus the cover. Rifleman dead, and we're seeing a satchel charge on the medic banker to possibly finish it off, and succeeds. Absolutely devastating. MG recruit by a plucky Fultz Grenadiers. Storms advancing up. They do spot the medic station and set the observation post. Spot some engineers and decide to finish them off in the name of the fatherland. Grenade from the Grenadiers, and lots of MG fire right into the airborne. But again, veterans are a bit harder to hit. Plus, of course, their natural airborne abilities make them a bit harder to deal with overall. Tiger getting repaired. Grenadiers immediately find themselves under fire and are quickly retreated. Strategic point secured. More Grenadiers rushing in. They're again not really suited for fighting against infantry. From Stephenn. And a Needwerfer has actually arrived now. Meaning smoke or fork thrower. The Needwerfer, in fact, initially covered not actually a rocket launcher, but an actual mortar, which meant to throw out stuff like fork, well, smoke rounds, or, well, chemical rounds. The Americans actually had a sort of same division. That's sort of, it's smoke, but we're actually talking about chemical weapons just in case it becomes necessary. But it never really evolved into what the Germans did, a full rocket launcher project.
The Germans are moving in.
So a bit of a fun fact there. And this, in fact, I believe was actually the smallest of the Needwerfers. I mean, they had one which fired rockets which were twice as big, that is 300 millimeters. If even not even bigger, actually. Supply drops for Stephenn, rifle continuing in, encountering the Grenadiers. Anti-tank moves forward. Looks like Stephenn is now resorting to a full head-on assault. Probably due to the Tiger on the flank. And Fultz here getting overwhelmed. We're seeing the Stormtroopers get off a stun grenade. The riflemen barely get out of there, but they do still take some damage. Stephenn needs that central victory point. Nevix has not really lost a lot of them, in fact. Which rather means Stephenn could rather risk getting hammered, even if he holds the points long enough. MD doing what it can, and we're seeing the airborne moving forward. We're seeing Needwerfer rockets firing. We see the Tiger fire. The Tiger misses. The airborne move up. Rifleman instead, though, hit a mine grenade on the MG. killing the gunner himself. Neither of rockets failed to do much. Though, of course, we do see Stephenn quickly pulling back the anti-tank as the entire infantry in front of it, well, is sent off. And he is coming fine with some riflemen. And the riflemen are quick to retreat.
Ready to fight, sir. What's next?
And a bit of further harassment on the left flank. Stephenn still holding most of the map quite nicely. Engineers here getting heavily suppressed. Nevix advancing, full of fury and fervor.
Sector being captured.
He doesn't quite have as many munitions as he used to get every minute, though he's still got about 300. So, I mean, he could easily get in a bombing run if he wanted. Grenade, though. Target here coming directly under fire. Sherman on the way. He could consider getting a Hellcat to support it. And then combining all of that with a bombing run, I think that could really cause Nevix some harm. Airborne getting sniped by Nevix's new sniper. There we go. Second Sherman ready. Airborne advancing again. And we're seeing the bombing run. Hitting the Duke, hitting the MG. Utterly missing the sniper. Not quite doing as much to the Tiger as it could have, but still did alright. Did alright and certainly denies Nevix for the moment. An MG-42 to hold back the American infantry. That's definitely going to cause a bit of problem. Sherman firing away. 30 caliber firing away at the Grenadiers. Quickly doing some heavy damage there. LMG section up on the far west flank. They're getting forced away. Stephenn keeping up the pressure, pulling up the center with the Sherman, leading it though into the Tiger. I think Stephenn might be a bit get too eager there. Needs the anti-tank and to sort of really follow up, and he needs that Sherman repaired quickly. .30 caliber suppressing the LMG Grenadiers. Another supply drop. Tiger pulled back. Heavily damaged, in fact. Stu-42 getting blasted. Stephenn still holding a large part of the map, although a bit tenuously. Tiger's going to repairs. Interesting enough, there's no Hellcats or anything else to sort of, form a small armoured strike force to get that Tiger. In fact, we're seeing a bunker going out for Nevix, probably going to be a repair bunker. Sherman advancing, still not been repaired. Stephenn, what are you doing? Panzerjets now firing away as well. I think Stephenn's getting a bit overconfident. Sherman out of control. Stiggy bomb on the Stu-42. Knocking it out, but he still lost a Sherman. A Sherman which I don't think he should have lost. Airborne being sent in now, but they're getting absolutely hammered there. And almost dead. I think that was a bit too bold a move right there from Stephenn. I think Stephenn got a bit overconfident and risked too much and lost it all, more or less. Stormtroopers and another Stu-42. So manpower blitz has been reached. Grenade goes off. Grenadiers with MG advances. Rifleman retreating. And right there, I mean, Stephenn just took a huge loss. Again, I think Stephenn got a bit too cautious there. Now Nevix is seizing it. And of course using the manpower blitz to basically give him the resource advantage for a small period of time. And pushing forwards quite viciously. So the question is, can Stephenn now hold out against this storm of Kruppsteel? There's more anti-tankers actually being airdropped in. Grenades. Granate. .30 caliber doing what I can, which is not much, admittedly. And a bit of quiet again. Well, except for the Nebelwerfer, screaming away with its rockets.
Losing ground out there. Airborne, ready for duty. We're losing them as fast as we're getting. What? Taking fire!
Panzerschrecks flying. And the Grenadiers retreating in the face of this force. Looks like Nevix has the Tiger now fully repaired. He also has Veterancy 2. The repair bunker definitely a good move. And sadly, Stephenn was not able to finish all that Tiger through a proper blow. Instead, he lost his German some other vital assets, and now the Tiger's still there. That could very much have been a catastrophic move by Stephenn. Of course, he might make a return. He soon got enough munitions for another bombing run. Lots of heavy fire though being directed at Stephenn. Heavy machine gun fire, not just from the MG42 but the LMG42. Anti-tank gun sneaking about at the front line, and let's go return to Nevix on the 17th SS. Another manpower blitz. Another manpower blitz. Oh well, it's wearing off anyways. Though he could of course go for another one then, if he so fancied. Oh, be careful near the mine. And there we go. In fact, he does go for another manpower blitz. And the mine indeed went off, so good thing that Stephenn was able to get out there in time. Veterancy 1 on the way for support units. Grenadiers on the far west flank. Rather advancing, Veterancy 2.
Veterancy gained.
Here we go, veteran infantry. Hey, machine gun team advancing. Looks like Stephenn's now got a sniper of his own. There we go, fighting between the riflemen and the Grenadiers. The Grenadiers might want to go on the right side. There we go, MG firing away on the infantry as they advance. And we see a grenade from Stephenn on the Grenadiers right in the middle. Down to 2 men, very low health. Quickly, Nevix, quickly, no! And the Grenadier squad went down. The MG got lost, at least the American were not able to pick it up. But definitely a bit of a nasty loss. Although at the same time, Stephenn lost quite a bit here.
The enemy advances.
By the looks of it. So it's not a full loss for Nevix. Not a full loss, though a bit close.
Present this iron cross.
The other Grenadier squad moving up, not quite as effective against infantry due to the higher propensity of Panzerschrecks. And there we go, another grenade now from Veterancy 3 riflemen. These Grenadiers could also go down. No, they do look like they might be able to get out there a bit quicker. Another unit went down there. Looks like the anti-tank has been quickly recruited by Stephenn. Bunker up again for Nevix, another medic bunker. Nebelwerfers continue to fire away. Snipers sniping Germans, in fact, it's German medics. Not entirely sure what Nevix was intending to hit there, possibly trying to hit some troops moving up to the assault positions, but not quite managing it right. So a bit unfortunate there, I suppose.
Sniper König here.
But no Volksgrenadiers left, only Grenadiers and Stormtroopers. Stormtroopers, though, being quite tough infantry, in particular with Veterancy 3, they become some of the toughest infantry in the game. Only really matched by Knights Crossholders. There we go, the Tigers on the move, so it's a 2-4-2, and we do quickly see Stephenn pulling out of the combat zone. Stephenn clearly not quite looking forward to it, and we're seeing 2 snipers up for Nevix.
The Yankees are grabbing our territory.
With Stephenn continuing to snot away. And looks like another bombing run is on the move. Trying to catch the snipers. Oh, Stephenn. He only got a few stormtroopers, but no full kills. A bit of a shame there for Stephenn. Stormtroopers though continue to get sniped. It looks like Nevix is slowly but surely getting the upper hand. Stu 42 though coming in under fire there, and then we've got needle for rocket. Stormtroopers also advancing their Sturmgewehrs firing away. 20 infantry kills by the way. Sturmgewehrs generally tend to pay off. Not always the case with LMG 42. The question is, if there was to come another patch, perhaps it might need to be made a bit cheaper. Which, though it is looking rather unlikely now. But Medic Bank almost ready to put out another Grenadier Squad and another Manpower Blitz. We're seeing Stooks. We're seeing another Stu. No Veterans free for the armor though. Could have been a good idea. We are seeing Stephenn though lining up with some Hellcats. Veterans free Rifleman with 24 kills. Stu moving up on the left, right flank I mean, not the left. There are no Stus there, at least yet. Another bunker going down for Nevix. Looks like Stephenn himself is preparing now, finally getting some Hellcats. Finally getting some tank destroyers. And looks like the Stu and Fortunes in fact rather exposed on the right flank. We're seeing a strafing recon run and a bombing run, getting the Nebelwerfer. Clever, and even heavily damaging the Stu 42 number 2. Very nice move there by Stephenn, very nice. Of course, he might have hoped to do some more damage, but nonetheless, getting that Nebelwerfer could pay off. Stormtroopers here getting the drop on the American anti-tank gun, but oh dear, could also get overwhelmed, could get wiped out. Tiger taking heavy damage from anti-tank and from airborne. They need to though get it, they need to push in everything. Hellcat number 1 is down. But Stephenn is still at it. He has the Tiger in his sights. He's gone big game hunting. Stu 42 in trouble, and there we go, out of control. But the airborne are getting suppressed due to heavy machine gun fire from the assault guns. Anti-tank gun moving up. Main gun destroyed on the Hellcat. And there we go, Stu 42 down. There's only the Stu 4 left. There's still the Tiger, which is advancing with its rear, which is less good for Stephenn. I mean, for Nevix. 37 points left, and we're seeing Stormtroopers making in behind American lines, forcing Stephenn to divert troops away from the front line and the attack. Anti-tank gun decrewed. We did see the Stormtroopers being forced away, but nonetheless to hold the victory point, and the points continue to drain down.
We are losing territory.
Grenadier getting sniped. Veterans 2 in fact. Sniper continues to kill. And oh, counter snipe from Nevix, finishing off the American one. We're seeing a Veterans 3 airborne squad, but we're also seeing not a lot left for Stephenn. And the Tiger gets off another kill, forcing away the airborne. GG, dude. Well played, and GG, and there we go. Game over. The fight is over. Stephenn has lost the 3rd Infantry despite support from 101st Airborne and quite a bit of strafing and bombing runs. He lost. Nevix, despite being quite pressured, was able to pull through in the end, and that was partly due to Stephenn never quite being able to pull off the killing blows and never quite at the right times, amassing the proper amount of tank destroyers. There was that time here with the Sherman, but Stephenn got a bit too Impatient tried to force it with a damaged Sherman, and rather failed. Had he waited, had he perhaps had some tank destroyers, and, you know, back up, he might have been able to get the Tiger. And I mean, pretty much the only thing that made Nevix survive this fight was the Tiger and the threat it presented and the amount of damage it could absorb. Had Nevix not handled so well, and had Stephenn not fumbled that one assault, I mean, I'm pretty sure Stephenn would have won. But it didn't go that, and despite, you know, Stephenn pulling off several great assault and raids using, I mean, great usage of the airborne doctrine with bombing runs, except for one bombing run, which I think was a bit less good, but otherwise also good strafing runs. I mean, he could have won this. I mean, he really caused Nevix quite a large amount of damage. It was partly also the use of, you know, the consistent use of manpower blitz, which allowed, you know, Nevix to quickly shift things back to an offensive push, you know, causing Stephenn enough damage to buy himself some more time. Plus the fact that Stephenn wasn't quite good in, you know, securing the central victory point. But I mean, really clever play from Stephenn, you know, far and deep flanks up here, but again, some things were just lacking. He was never quite able to deliver the killing blow to Nevix. He was never quite able to finish him off, and that was the main problem, I think. He might also wanted to focus down that initial medic bunker a bit faster with some more central charges. But there you go. I do hope you enjoyed this match. I do hope you learned something from it. I mean, there was definitely plenty to learn here. If you did, why not subscribe, tell your friends, or just share. If you didn't, well, why not provide, you know, some feedback of your own, or send in a replay. Always welcome. This is always Imperial Dane saying cheers, thanks for watching, and feel free to follow me on Facebook or Twitter. Links are in the description.